So, before we get started here, Jen, I just want to talk a little bit about the poo that you have on you today. Do you want to share why you have poo on you?
You know what? I feel like any any animal lover has had moments that they're not proud of, that they have, had to like walk with humility into the world. And I have 10 puppies, which means I actually have 13 dogs in my house right now. And
A
when
lot
all
of
10
dog.
puppies have diarrhea, I change my outfits a lot during the day. And outfits, I mean, is to be fair, like a wild exaggeration of what I'm wearing.
Uh-huh.
Like I am clothed.
All
Outfit
right.
is not it.
Fair
But
enough.
I put on a new outfit and then I had to feed the puppies and they're eating slurry, which they mostly walk through and
Mm,
then they roll in and then they climb on each other and then they run around their blankets. So, and then they climb on me because they know I'm the food lady.
yeah.
And then they have exploding diarrhea right now. So
The
they get that on their
glamour.
paws.
The
It's
glamour of
guys,
puppies, eh?
guys, you know what? Just
You're
telling you,
you're a good woman.
cute,
Yeah, it's a
holding
good
the
thing
little
they're cute,
puppies.
just like
Everyone's
kids.
like, "Oh my God, it's so cute." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, it's me. Yeah."
All right.
Hmm.
Well, on that poopy note, welcome to the
Hmm.
Bird of Crowns. We are three Gen X women talking about life in the patriarchy through a feminist lens, one episode at a time. I'm Kori,
I'm Jen.
And I'm Zabrina,
and here we are. And
and
on
here we
today's
are.
episode, we're going to be talking about diet culture, how we got here, what we've swallowed, what we're spitting out, and spoiler alert, it's all rooted in patriarchy. Surprise!
Shocking. And a shocking turn of events.
Yeah, shocking turn of
Yes.
events. So question, what comes to mind when you guys think of diet culture? Like, what is your gut? What do you think? Eh,
Advertising,
yeah.
billboards,
Mm-hmm.
social media.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just feel like I think of how much it's in our face that we're not enough, that we need to diet, that we need to be smaller, we need to shrink ourselves. That's what I
Definitely
think.
propaganda for sure.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I see
Yeah.
skinny culture, right? Like the chasing the skinny, and that's changed over time. Like it always seems like there's new things we need to be doing because it's also now, I think, chasing health. Like there's a lot of diet culture about like, paleo or keto or whatever the different things are that's supposed to be the optimum health diet for human beings.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
So,
maybe it's good that we're not chasing skinny, but I don't know that we're doing a better job chasing health either.
well, we'll get there, Jen. We'll get there.
I also think of fad diet, you
For
know,
sure. For
like the
sure.
latest fad diet, right? When you're talking of paleo and
Yeah,
such, right? Like there's so
absolutely.
many different fad diets, man. And I've been on so many of them
Yeah,
and not a single one has ever worked. They've just made me feel terrible and led to a good binge afterwards.
for
Because
sure.
that's
For
what
sure.
dieting does.
For
That's what
sure.
Yeah.
dieting does, right? It gets so
So,
unhealthy.
so my next question is, do you think diet culture is about health at this point? Without,
I don't think it's
having
ever been about health. It's been about
Yeah, that's a good answer.
yeah,
skinny.
yeah. It
It's
claims
been
to be
about
about health.
changing yourself. And the crazy thing is like in the whole like Twiggy era where, it was like rail thin, which, we're Gen X's, that was what kind of model we grew up in. If you were someone who had HIP, you would never be able to achieve that, you
Mhm.
know? Um, or so there are these really unrealistic standards that unless your body is naturally going to fit into that, you'll never achieve it. So
Right.
people are trying to starve themselves into being a really thin, skinny person. If you're not naturally that person, most likely you're never going to look that way.
For
Right.
sure. For sure. So,
Yeah.
So, yeah, the answer is no. It's not really about health. It's prioritizing thinness over well-being. It encouraged restriction, guilt, and obsession, and it ignores holistic health, so it doesn't include emotional, mental, social, spiritual, and economical well-being. So, it
Yeah,
is deeply flawed. So, on that note, go
Absolutely.
grab a snack, get comfy, and we're diving into a century of shrinkage with murder of crows. So, what do you guys think?
I like it. Off kilter, on point. I like it.
Guys, what does that mean? No, seriously, what does it mean?
All right, so myth or reality? Losing weight always improves health. Well, we kind of touched on this, didn't we?
yeah.
No, it
Yeah,
It
absolutely
does
yeah,
not.
doesn't. No,
yeah,
because you can be skinny fat.
yeah.
No,
You know
and
that?
also like they used to
Like,
prescribe tapeworms so that women could like eat all they wanted and have a
Yes.
tapeworm, right?
Jen, you know so
So
much.
like, I'm so sorry.
yeah,
Was that spoilers? I'm sorry. Delete that. We'll just
Yeah,
cut
yeah.
that out.
No worries, no worries. Yeah, so, well,
that's
weight loss
fine.
can help health in some cases, but not always, right? Especially when it's the result of extreme restriction and disordered habits. Never good, never good, never healthy, right? Um,
No, because you need to be eating a diet full of healthy calories and, eating a nutrition dense
mhm,
diet, right?
yeah,
And not and staying away from the processed stuff. That's really all there is to it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, we
Also, I
can
well,
end
think
the
the hype.
podcast now.
Yeah, all done.
well,
Zabrina
we've
dissolved diet
covered it.
culture.
We've covered it. There we go.
I think the hyperfixation though is really important too, because like that piece where you're constantly, even if whatever you're doing doesn't fix your problem, you hyperfixate on the next solution, right? Like, is it a juice cleanse? Is it extra fiber? Is it more protein? Like whatever, it becomes its own obsession, and the results actually don't really matter. It's almost like a type of like OCD or something where you fixate on the
For sure.
diet, and it never ends, right? It's never going to end.
Yeah, yeah. We shall get there.
Mhm.
So here's a few stats for you, or a stat. So according to the Canadian Obesity Network, 95% of dieters regain weight within 3 to 5 years. Guilty. Definitely done that.
Yeah.
Take off
Yeah.
30 pounds, gain 40 pounds.
Yeah. You're like,
Yeah,
great. Mm.
yeah. And
Yeah, because
weight
it screws your
cycling,
metabolism up,
for sure.
right?
And weight cycling
Yeah.
increases risk for heart disease and metabolic issues. So no kidding, eh?
Mm.
Your poor bodies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So let's jump into a little definition of what the heck diet culture is. So, according to Christy Harrison, who wrote a fantastic book called Anti Diet culture is a system of beliefs that equates thinness with health and moral virtue, promotes weight loss as a means of higher social value, and demonizes some foods while elevating others. Phew, that's it in a nutshell. It's not
That's
just
true though.
about, yeah, go ahead,
Totally.
Jen.
You look at paleo, and that's a perfect
Yeah.
example of that, right?
Yeah, it's not just
Yeah.
about food,
I
it's a
think,
belief system.
yeah, the belief that like demonizing some foods and also like people, right? Some body shapes, like you were saying, Zab, like you think about going through the grocery store, and if you happen to be, a hippie or heavier set person, and you're going through the till and you're deciding to buy yourself a chocolate bar on the way home, you're getting way more judgment than the person who's super skinny wearing their like yoga pants and they just buy the exact same food,
Mhm.
right? Like there's a ethical or moral
Potentially.
judgment attached to it,
For sure,
right?
for
Which
sure.
is, or like even just if you're going through and buying high sugar diets or high processed foods, you're getting judged over whole grains, right?
Yeah. Well, and the judgment we place on ourselves too, the guilt around, "Oh god, I'm taking this, I'm buying this chocolate bar." We're judging ourselves, we're judging how people are seeing us, like it's a twofold,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so Let's jump back 100 years to the 1920s, a decade of speakeasies, jazz, bobbed hair, and a new kind of woman, the flapper. So picture it.
Love it.
Jazz, bobbed hair, gin rebellion. The flapper, she's slim, flat-chested, and carefree, or so it seemed. I mean, everybody loves a flapper, right?
Oh my God. Although think about the breast
Wow.
binding those women had to do. Any heavy-chested ladies in there were having a hell of a time trying to fit
For
into those
sure.
dresses.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
but
But
it's
beneath the
such
glam,
incredible fashion. Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But beneath the
Love it.
glam, a new beauty standard tied to shrinking women's bodies, a backlash to women's growing independence post World War I, right? So this was the first decade where dieting went mainstream for women, and it wasn't just about looks, it was about control. The 1920s followed the trauma of World War I. Men fought and died, and women had entered the workforce en masse. There was a huge social anxiety about women gaining independence. So, what better way to rein them in than by creating a new restrictive beauty ideal? Enter the slim, androgynous flapper body, a rejection of the previous hourglass ideal of the 1910s. So, what happens when you create a new beauty standard? You create an industry to exploit it, right? Goes hand in hand.
Yep.
And the
Making
industry,
money.
yes, and the industry responded fast. So up popped these things called reducing salons across cities such as Toronto, New York, and Montreal.
God.
Yeah, so these reducing salons promised to melt away inches with electric rollers, heat machines, and massage.
Oh, yeah.
No sweat required. Just submit to the process and your problem areas could be erased. These
I mean, that does look
salons,
like fun.
yeah. Yeah, those are those
Like
things that
put
like
on
the
those little vibrating
band.
things.
yes,
Yeah, and they
exactly.
vibrate.
They
Yeah.
just
Huh.
rub your
Yeah,
thighs.
yeah. But I mean,
Did that work? Is that a
I don't
thing? Does that
know. I
work?
mean, how could it? I
I
think the
would highly doubt
starvation
it.
worked, but I
But
don't
I've
think
seen
that
Yeah.
worked.
modern kind of versions of that, right? So like, what is that all about?
But do you? I don't know. I don't know if that
Maybe
actually
breaking
works.
down the cellulite a little bit, but like, I mean, I don't think it's a solution, right? Because all you would be doing is maybe smoothing out some of the cellulite lumps if it works to break it down, which not a doctor, I do not
Yeah,
know, but it does
yeah,
not seem likely.
No,
yeah.
It would
seems
just
I
come
doubt it.
back.
I doubt it. I mean, these salons were touted as and marketed as scientific and modern, but I don't know if there was actually the science to back
Oh,
it up.
I just want to stand on one of those machines and be vibrated. Like, blah,
Yeah.
I
blah,
mean,
blah.
does it get your like cardio going though? Because your whole body's vibrating?
It
Is that like
must
the premise?
stimulate circulation and activate systems for sure, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Your
Hmm.
guess is as good as
I mean,
mine.
honestly,
Interesting.
probably not the most harmful thing to come out of diet culture, I would say, is these little slimming salons where they just basically rub your body with paddles and rollers. And
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
But what
okay.
but what
They
was
probably had
harmful
some
at this
vibrators
time,
plugged in there too.
Just make sure everyone's nice and
Yeah.
relaxed.
these women were
Uh-huh.
still looked at
Uh,
as hysterical, right? So
Yeah, of course.
yeah, but
Of course.
that was right at the cusp of when things kind of when the 1920s
1920s.
porn
Yeah,
happened. So
yeah,
things
Yeah.
started to
exactly,
change right
exactly.
about
They're
then.
like,
But you know,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So during this time, one of the diet tools became, one of the diet tools introduced was nicotine, right? So cigarette
Oh,
ads
right.
literally told women to reach for a Lucky instead of a Sweet, Lucky being a cigarette brand. And smoking was outrightly advertised as a weight loss tool. Gross.
Yeah.
well, yeah, and they
But
also
also effective.
For sure,
well,
for
and
sure.
what ended up happening was the tobacco industry realized that they were missing a whole gender of people and realized that they could make more money if they sold to women. And so they hired female actresses to smoke with their cigarette holders. It was very
For
glamorous. It was
sure.
a sign of like
Yeah.
Yeah.
being like, super I don't know,
Like
modern
posh.
Mm-hmm.
woman,
Yeah.
Yep.
posh.
Yep.
Yeah. And
For sure.
and that was another way they hooked women in at that time, the tobacco industry.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
All
So
capitalism.
while the flapper had this like rebellious sort of risky persona, she was totally conforming to patriarchy. And a horrifying fact,
Interesting.
what Jen already brought up, was these tapeworm pills. They were actually taking pills that contained tapeworms to manage weight, as well as like
What?
laxatives and amphetamines, all prescribed for weight loss. Like, how
I want
disturbing.
to know about the tapeworm. Do you have any more information on that? Because to me,
I
that's a
don't.
rabbit hole I want to. Like, what would happen? Like, don't tapeworms multiply?
Well,
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
Like,
they,
they're a parasite,
Yeah.
right?
And they can live in your body for a long time. Like the question I have is how do they get rid of them? They must have had a way
Oh,
to get rid of them. But I think it was like bulimia, kind of. It was like you could eat whatever you want because the tapeworm was going to
for
eat.
sure.
So it
ugh,
it was an excuse, right? You could
gross,
eat whatever you
dude. And they
want.
get
The
really
tapeworm is
long.
taking all your nutrients. Yeah. And then you have to
Oh,
like either take something to kill the parasite so that it passes. I don't know what they
oh my
did.
gosh, that's
But yeah.
crazy. That
Yeah,
is
pretty
crazy.
disgusting. Pretty disgusting.
That is so
So,
disgusting.
so basically, this was all happening throughout the States and in Canada. Reducing salons and weight loss products were marketed to middle and upper class white women. So, again, for the privileged, working class women were too busy surviving. They weren't engaging in these sort of things. So, it was very much a classist thing. Um, so, yeah, so the
You're high
1920s.
tootin' flutin' if you got a tapeworm.
High tootin' flutin'.
Tootin' falutin'.
I
Oh
love it.
yeah, bitch, I
What
got
is
a
that?
tapeworm. It's 20 feet long. I can eat anything I want.
What does that actually mean, eh? High tootin' flutin'.
I don't
I
know.
want to know what
I,
happens in like Black cultures at this time, right? Because Black women are curvy typically, right? Like that's generally a trait. I mean, not to generalize, but like what
Well, they're
what I have found
disregarded.
when yeah, like but in history, like I find that white beauty standards tend to infiltrate, right? Like at some point they adopt them because so much of their ability to move forward in society is to be accepted by white people, right? So they try to like conform to white beauty ideals. I'm just wondering if there was like, anyway, just a little rabbit hole, but
Yeah,
I'm just like
there.
that.
Who
What was
knows?
happening in Black communities?
Again, with
who knows? They wouldn't document that now, would they? Back then, I'm
Yeah, well,
sure.
well,
1920s. I mean,
somebody would have.
there would have been probably like, yeah, there would have been Black like educated elites at that time.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah,
Just,
you would think so.
True.
Yeah.
They were too
just,
busy like fighting
um,
racism though to be
Well,
documenting things, most
exactly.
likely.
Exactly.
or trying to keep their head down and survive, not be noticed. Just like, please don't.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well, and
gosh, yeah,
again, I mean, we'll get
that's
to
a
that,
crazy time.
but the problems with feminism, right? Like so many demographics were ignored, right?
Yeah.
If you weren't
Yeah,
a
I know
white
that's
woman, you weren't paid attention to. So, yeah. All right. Well, let's flip ahead here. So, our flappers are out, victory rolls are in. Love victory rolls.
Me
oh,
Do you guys know what victory rolls
too.
this is
are?
amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Who do you think you're talking to here?
It's a
I don't
hairstyle. Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
I was going for like a dinner roll, guys. I was fully leaning into
Oh
I'm like,
yeah,
please tell me it
didn't
has whipping
know.
cream in it, and please tell me it's
Pudding.
chocolate.
Oh my gosh.
I want it to
No,
be a
no,
Like
pastry.
no.
the finger curls and the
Yeah.
pinwheel. Oh my gosh, the coolest
Yeah. It's the
Of
hairdo.
course,
hairstyle.
Zabrina, you know
Yeah.
what these are.
I
Okay. So leave it to Zabrina. All right. And we're okay. So
I
we're
know.
moving to the 1940s and the 50s, where the cultural message to women shifted from be free and fashionable to go home, bake a pie, and stay slim while you're doing it. So let's start with the
Well, I mean, if you got a good
1940s.
tapeworm, you're like hooked up. Wait a minute. Maybe
You
I
guys,
do
after
want a
this, let's all take a
tapeworm.
tapeworm. Yeah.
Just kidding. It's so
En masse.
disgusting. No,
Yeah.
no.
All
I'll
right.
take my
So
roly-poly belly any day over the week over a
I
tapeworm.
know. I
Thanks.
just can't stand the itchy butt. You would get such an itchy butt. Like,
And
I'm sure
everyone
they
in
had
your family
creams
would
for
have
that.
it. You'd be spreading that
oh,
stuff everywhere. Like so gross. Like really
Disgusting.
everyone had a tapeworm in the 1920s, I guess.
no, yeah, probably.
Disgusting. Well,
All
anyways,
right.
back to
Back to the
Kori.
1940s. Elbows up, I think you told me at one point there, Fink. All right. So 1940s. Men are at war. Women were in the factories. Food was rationed. In Canada, the federal government introduced the official first food guide in 1942, meant to
Oh,
help Canadians stay healthy during food shortages. But what started was wartime nutrition advice quickly became a tool for shaping idealized eating behaviors. We're talking rigid portions, moral overtones about wasting food, and growing pressure to control your appetite for the greater good. The rations disappeared, but the appetite policing stayed. So wartime in the 1940s, women were in factories. There was food rationing. We got the food guide introduced. It doesn't sound like such a fun time.
The Canada food guide.
no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The Canadian food guide, which
Yeah.
is
We had to
a
have
bunch
like
of BS.
milk and certain portion of vegetables and
Yeah,
grains and meats and
yeah. Did you guys
Yeah,
whatever.
and that's been like
get them when
totally
you were in school?
revamped, eh?
Oh, they
Yeah,
revamp it
Yeah.
all the time, but I don't know that it's ever
yeah.
actually fully accurate to what the body
But
needs.
I
And
remember learning about that in school, right? Like I remember
Mhm.
them talking about the Canada Food Guide and how to eat
Yep.
healthy and like,
Nah, it's the
yeah.
Mediterranean diet. That's the one that we wins all the awards every year, like naturopaths, doctors, everybody. Like the Mediterranean diet's a gorgeous diet. If you want to be healthy, I recommend looking that up because it's such a balanced way to eat. It really is. And so many like whole foods. Yeah, gorgeous
All
Yeah.
diet.
right. So back to the 1950s, though, where they weren't eating the Mediterranean diet. So the 50s were all about redomesticating women. After the war, there was a massive social and political push to get women out of the factories and back into the kitchen, as said. So picture this: white picket fences, gelatin salads, and slender housewives. Are you with me?
Those
Yeah.
gelatin
Was that the
salads,
gelatin salads? I know.
those were like
Those
Women
are
were
like
nasty.
crimes.
I
Women
was
were
like,
expected to clean the house, raise the children, bake all day, and still fit into a pencil skirt. Do you know those pencil skirts?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Zab, you must.
Which
I
You
have
must.
never been able to fit in a pencil skirt. I have tried, but I have got like hips
Well, you
like
would have if
all
you
over
lived
the
in the
place.
1950s.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
As
the
my daughter
era
says,
of the
we've got dump trucks.
dump trucks.
my God. Also just think,
That
no latex.
is a
There was no
compliment
like
these
spandex
days.
latex.
Thing.
Yeah. There was no stretch. You had to have like, it would have been cotton.
Yeah.
There was
yeah.
no
Or
Oh
wool.
yeah.
lycra. So you had to
Yeah.
fit into that pencil skirt like for
Yeah.
real.
And stay that
Terrifying.
size. Those
Yeah.
tapeworms are still coming in handy. All right. So it was the era of the contradictory woman,
Oh.
Were
nurturing
they still
but
using
sexy,
tapeworms in the
curvy.
1940s? Hey?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, why not? It worked. So they're nurturing but sexy, curvy but contained, domestic but desirable. So the slender housewife was born. You cooked the food, but you didn't eat it. You baked the pies, and you stayed thin doing it. Not so fun. So at this time,
Interesting.
the Canada's Dairy Council even promoted milk as a weight loss tool. So drink milk and skip a meal.
Oh, totally.
Oh
Interesting,
my
eh?
God. Early meal replacers.
So
Interesting.
blatant.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So I want to talk about the pencil skirts. So because I was like kind of looking into this topic a little bit, and I remember it was saying that like women's waists were like 14 to 18 inches. Dude,
Yeah. Insane.
hello? That wouldn't even go, that might go around my neck.
Yeah.
Saying.
Yeah. It's pretty
I know.
petite.
Holy.
Because I think
Were they just smaller then?
Scarlett O'Hara, wasn't
What?
that like she had to have a 16-inch waist to fit into those dresses or something? I think it's corsets, right? Like they would be wearing like very rigid, maybe not like boned in corsets like the 1800s, but they would have been wearing
Yeah.
pretty
Girdles.
rigid
They were called
undergarments
girdles.
that like, yeah,
Yeah.
like early shapewear, right? Girdles.
Ah.
I remember
Oh,
my grandmother having a girdle.
what a nightmare. I can't
And
stand
she
even
smoked
wearing like
those,
jeans because my like tummy hurts, you know? Like I'm all about elastic. Like my whole life is about wearing clothes that are like pajamas, like day wear pajamas that look amazing. That is like my whole life. Like I would
day-wear
have just like
pajamas.
expired back then.
Love it.
I wouldn't have
Yeah.
handled
Although
that.
it
I
didn't
I
couldn't,
loved
like,
it.
it didn't
I would have
get
been
it didn't
hysterical.
get any easier. Honestly, it didn't get
No.
any easier. Like the culture continued. So we survived some of this.
Yeah.
Just, just let's get there. Wait till the 80s and the 90s.
Great. Okay.
Um so pop culture in the 50s, the ideal body, think Marilyn Monroe meets like Betty Draper. Did you guys ever watch Mad Men? So curvy but controlled, cinched waists, girdles, padded bras, very sexy
Okay.
but thin. Um, so waist
They were
cinchers, girdles, padded bras,
pointy
all to
bras
create the
then,
illusion of, yeah, the cone bras.
the
So
cone bras.
that they wanted that hourglass look, but thin hourglass look.
Mm. Hmm.
So
Wonder if they
yeah,
wore
every curvy
padding.
one to get the look. I don't know.
Yeah, like in their girdles and such.
Probably.
I'm sure they
I
had underwear that had like thigh pads, right? To like bump up your butt and your
Hmm.
hips to give you the curve
Well,
for like
yeah,
skinny women.
because you
But I
couldn't
would
do
imagine it's
plastic
probably
surgery.
mostly the opposite. Yeah. But I think you'd have a lot more women that couldn't skinny down. Like you can't get the waist down, right? As opposed to bumping up the hips. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
I don't know. There's lots of women that are not curvy, right? That are more
yeah.
stick bug.
But
I'm
if that
sorry to
girdle
all you
pulls in the
women
waist,
that
you're
are stick
good.
bug shaped, but
Buck. That's not a body classification. I'm sorry.
All bodies are beautiful, Jen. All bodies.
all
They're all
bodies are
beautiful. I love
beautiful.
them all.
I love my stick bug friends. This is all
Mm-hmm.
good. Just
But yeah, a
they
stick
would
bug
for
can
sure wear
turn
the
out a
thigh
look.
pads.
They can turn out
Yeah.
a
Oh yeah.
look. Yeah, they can.
They can twiggy their ass up in the 1920s wearing a
But
flapper dress. Shine.
yeah, but honestly, any body shape can turn out a look. You just know to know how to
Yeah,
dress,
it's true.
and you need to find
But
things that
this was
you
like
feel authentically
cookie cutter
beautiful
back
in,
then.
right? But yeah,
Hmm.
no, I
And I
get
think
it.
I think a lot of history it's been about the cookie cutter. I think just now that's starting to happen
Yeah,
where we celebrate different shapes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's been
So
conforming to the look.
yeah.
so in the late 50s, Weight Watcher style groups started to emerge where there was accountability, weigh-ins, foods were considered sinful, and yeah, food was tightly monitored. Good times, the beginning of it all.
Yeah.
Well, I did Weight
Do you
Watchers.
guys do you guys
I remember.
did you? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember the
Calorie
whole Weight
counting.
Watchers things because, well, that was all we like. That's what you were told. Like you counted calories. It was good for you. Like, but it was just another like I don't know. Like when you're young, like to all you young people out there, don't buy into it. It's absolute horseshit. All of it. Like, I bought into that so many times thinking something was healthy when it wasn't. You know,
Mhm.
like don't just because it's a
Absolutely.
trend, don't jump on it, man. Don't do it.
Well,
Don't
it's
do
it's
it.
hard because it's a whole societal brainwashing going on.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Like
totally
systems are
is.
created around this stuff. So
Totally is.
it's it's just now where things are shifting. And I know, like even as a 51-year-old woman, that I'm s- continually making peace with my body and the banter that goes on in my head, around self-judgment and whatnot, even though I know I've got a great body. Like I'm happy, I'm blessed. There's so many bonuses to what I have. I've got amazing health. But
Yeah, your
wow, is that
healthy
ever so
body,
deeply
right? That's
ingrained, right?
important. Well,
Yeah.
do you
Yeah.
guys remember when the first time that you became body conscious or thought about your body? I'll tell you mine. My Auntie
Hmm.
Wendy, I was about 6 years old, and she said, "Oh, Zerona," which is my sister, "has a bumblebee bum." And I was like, "Oh, what kind of bum do I have?" And she's like, "Oh, well, you've got your mom's bum." Now, my mom hated her body and she hated her bum most of all. And she talked about it all the time. She was really teased because we've got like a wider frame and so a bigger bum, right? And I thought to myself, "Oh my gosh, if I have my mom's bum, that's a bad thing." And it just started from there. Do you guys remember?
Hmm.
Or was there a moment?
That's brutal. I had there's 5 girls in my family and I'm in the middle. So physical body image, like, weight, I remember being a kid and being chubby and just being conscious that I was chubby. Um, and then it just I don't remember when it wasn't a thing, really, to be honest with you, because
Yeah.
I had older sisters who were conscious of their weight. Like, one of my oldest sisters is, 13 years older than me, so, like, there was always those sort of examples around it, unfortunately. Um, yeah, so I don't remember it not being. It's just so
Well, because it
ingrained.
was all around us, right? In billboards, magazines,
Yeah.
advertisements, like it was everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah.
interesting. Like my family was like, very health conscious. Like one of the things I was going to say about when I think about dieting is I think about my mom, but um, it's a little bit different because my parents ran the gymnastics club when I was a kid. So I grew up in a gym club with athletes, but my mom was a bodybuilder and she was a weightlifter. She competed competitively
What?
for
Your mom was a
like deadlifting.
bodybuilder?
Yeah, she
I
did
don't know
competitive
this about
bodybuilding
you.
and she did deadlifting. So there was a lot of like she had to
What?
meet like certain weight classes, right? So then she would be dieting quite a lot for her weight category in order to
Wow.
compete.
Yeah.
But then
Oh,
also
wow.
because my dad was training these gymnasts, we had a bunch of people, a lot of them young girls that would be coming and living with us through the fall and into like through their school year. They would basically live with us. And they were they were training for the Olympics. Like they were working really, really, really hard. And so
Wow.
they were very diet conscious, but it was never like, I never felt like it was about me. Like I had to look a certain way. It was just like healthy eating and being fit and being, I don't know, like being diet aware was always present in my house, right? Always present. Although I don't remember my parents ever saying anything to me about like, I need to watch my weight or I'm not looking, whatever. Like, I don't remember anything directed at me, but it was pervasive in my house and environment, the way I grew up, right?
Were you
But
a thin kid,
yeah,
Jen?
yeah, I mean, I think I was like, because my parents ran a gym, I basically like would be in the gym all day. And then when I went to school, I would, be at school and then I would come home and my parents were coaching until, 8 or 9 at night. So I would come to the gym after school and
Yeah.
play in the gym. I took gym classes, I took dance classes, so I was like 7 days a week at the gym running around like an idiot. So I was a pretty wiry, thin kid. So it's maybe not really fair to say like nobody said anything to me because I didn't struggle with my weight when I was a kid. Um,
Mhm. But that's a whole different obsession, right? Like, or perspective on the obsession, right? Like the body image, the obsession around body image. So it was
yeah.
there. It
And it
wasn't
was definitely
weight per
about
se,
strength
but it
and
was yeah.
yeah, strength and health
Well, I
was
think that
definitely
if you're an
huge in my
athlete, it's
family, still
different.
is huge in my family.
Yeah. Like if you're an athlete,
Yeah, but I mean, I
your
wasn't, right? Like I
focus is
wasn't
going
an
to be
athlete.
most. No, but I just mean the people that you were around, like talking about, like when you're an athlete, it's more
Yeah.
about building strength and muscle and stamina than it is trying to fit yourself into a specific body type, I think. I mean, I was
Mhm.
never an
Yeah, and it's
athlete,
funny
but
to
that's
think about
just
it
what I
because
think.
yeah, I feel like um this is still you don't reflect on these things until we have conversations like this, but I feel like that really very much still influences the way I consider health and diet. Like for me, it's always about like, are you healthy? Are you able to move? Are you able to like do things that you want to do comfortably, right? Like that for me is my marker of health and a functioning body, right? If I need to jump up onto this thing, am I able to do it? Can I run up those stairs? Can I, and I mean, the answer to that occasionally is no. I'm running up the stairs. Ah, God. But I now I'm like on a phone call, walking my dog, and I'm like, it's a mild incline. I'm could be real winded, guys. I can. But, it's
Yeah,
still my
yeah.
my touchstone for whether I need to change something, right? Is how my body's working.
Yeah, and that's a really good measure for sure. For health,
Mhm.
Mhm.
for
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
well-being.
so.
Yeah. All right, so let's wrap up the 1940s and 50s. So basically, 40s and 50s were about food were when food guides became a tool of control, basically. Appetite equaled morality, and pop culture glorified thinness and domesticity, and diet culture adapted to reinforce patriarchy in a new form. So now we're going to land in the 1960s and 70s, where civil rights, women's lib miniskirts, and cottage cheese lunches are rampant. While women march for equality, they're also counting calories. So in the early 60s, the curvier hourglass of the 50s gave way to the ultra-thin, almost adolescent figure of fashion icon Twiggy, who we touched on a little bit earlier. So
What a nightmare
Twiggy
she
wasn't
was.
just yeah, wasn't just a fashion icon, she was the blueprint for a new body ideal. Thin, boyish, almost prepubescent. It was, Twiggy was 5'6" and 90 pounds. Can you imagine?
Oh,
Uh,
90
she was
pounds.
wow.
so thin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was the face of 1966. So unrealistic, right?
Mhm.
The poor woman. I'm actually curious as to whatever happened to her and where she ended up.
Yeah. And
Who
like, was
knows?
that her actual natural body or what? Like, like there's some people that are just very slim, right? And have a really hard time keeping on weight. Or was that
But
something that was
5'6",
imposed
90
upon her?
pounds.
I know it's
Yeah,
very,
I'd say
very
that was
skinny.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. 5'6" and 90 pounds is
So
anorexic probably, but
oh, yeah, yeah. So we had, Twiggy to look up to. Meanwhile, Jean Nidetch in New York City had founded Weight Watchers by this time in 1963. It was launched in Canada in 1967. Weight Watchers introduced group meetings, public weigh-ins, strict meal plans, and moral language around food, cheats, sins, good days, and bad days. And Zab, you were talking about Weight Watchers. Um, I guess, Jen, you never had to do Weight Watchers.
I didn't do Weight Watchers, but
Yeah,
I remember the Jenny Craigs and the Weight Watchers. And I think my mom did
yeah,
some, I can't remember what she did, but I know because she was very um conscious. And my mom's not, yeah, she's not a big woman, but like, yeah, I think there's also the moral tones, right? Of like being a good conscientious eater, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. The Weight Watchers cookbooks from the 70s had recipes in it for fluffy mackerel pudding and frankfurter spectacle.
So gross.
No, no,
Can you
thank you.
imagine? Oh, God. That's how you lose
Mackerel
weight.
pudding?
You
You
serve
know what?
meals
Eat
like
it.
that, and
Throw
it's
it
like,
up.
That's
"No,
disgusting.
thanks."
Yeah.
Oh,
Ew.
yeah.
And I mean, the idea of public weigh-ins, I mean, they should be considered some sort of psychological warfare, right? Like, that's just
You know
so
what? It's very
demeaning, so
culty, right?
yeah,
Like
it is. It
you
totally
have the
is,
like
yeah.
Mhm.
you have a public thing, you have to be accountable, and then you're shamed if you're not like it has a very I belong in a cult kind of a vibe to it.
Absolutely,
You guys,
absolutely.
diet
So along with
cults.
Weight
Hmm?
Watchers and diet cults going on, there was, more diet pills that took off.
Mm. Yes, the good
Doctors
old
handed
diet pills.
out, diet pills freely. Um, Eating disorders, meanwhile, were invisible, dismissed as phases or privileged girl problems, so they were anorexia wasn't taken serious, bulimia wasn't even named yet at this time, yet it was happening, that's for sure.
Well, it's women's health again,
Um,
right?
the media
Yeah,
yeah, how do you mean?
yeah. Who cares?
Right, right, exactly. Just shut up and be skinny.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. And
Women's
although it was like
magazines.
there were men that were doing these things too, right? Like men, I hear all the time like men that were struggling with their weight were trying to like by the 70s and 80s trying to get into these
Mhm.
like diet programs and stuff as well. But like
For sure.
I don't know if like overweight men face the same like are dismissed in the way that women are as like not manly, and so
Scrutiny.
we don't care. I don't know.
Now we're gonna talk about the late 2010s and Ozempic entering the scene. So
Mhm.
Ozempic was
Mhm.
intended for diabetes, and as we know, it got used for weight loss. It 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 facilitates quick weight loss, I guess. So that's another beauty of it. By 2021, shortages started. Diabetics couldn't get meds because non-diabetics wanted to be thinner. Isn't that horrible? I mean,
That's awful.
when you put it like that, right?
Well, and it's an injection, man. You got to inject that like into your stomach, and it like suppresses your appetite.
I
It's
think
Yeah.
it's a pill.
crazy.
I don't know. I have a friend that's
I
on it, but
think,
she's on it because she's diabetic, and she's got real, like, she's super embarrassed about it now because everybody associates Ozempic with trying to get skinny, right? Like
Mhm.
the skinny pill. And she's like she actually was talking to her doctor about like, well, when can I go off it? And she's like, dude, you're diabetic. Like you don't go off your meds, right? Like you need to stay
yeah,
on this. But she was
yeah.
like, well, she's just so much shame about it. But yeah,
Are
it's
you
like
sure it's a pill?
crazy.
Because my friend was injecting into her belly.
Well, I am not sure. Could totally be making that up. I just feel like she has never talked about injecting, and
Mm.
therefore I made an assumption, and I'm running with my assumption because it feels good
Yeah.
in my heart and soul to just
You're
not
right.
think about her having to
Yeah.
inject herself.
Well, we'll have to look
I
that up
think
later and
I
see
think
because
Ozempic mostly is an injection, but there's other what are they called? GLP-1, GPL-1 that are pill form too. And I don't know, maybe Ozempic is as well, but I most people I know that are on it is definitely a
Take it. All
injection,
right. I will
which
stand
sucks.
corrected and um bow
Either
to the
way,
higher authorities.
we're gonna look it up
so you
later and find
should.
out if
So
it
you
comes in
should.
pill form for sure. Because that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
I start to say
Anyways,
things with a lot of confidence.
I believe you all the time, Jen.
Team
So
plan.
basically, Ozempic is a beast, and I mean that is a huge conversation
Yeah.
piece. Which that's a little teaser. We're gonna save that for another episode.
Yeah, it's like a whole other
Um,
episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's
just
just
to
not
wrap
enough
up
done
this
known about it.
era, well,
Yeah.
although I just heard on the radio some disturbing stuff that's coming out about Ozempic,
Oh
but
God.
again, we won't get into it, and I don't have all the deets in front of me. So,
Mm.
um, I mean, go figure, eh? Hmm.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Taking a pill.
basically, what
Like the
did
tapeworm.
this era like the tapeworm? The
Ozempic's the modern
tapeworm's
tapeworm.
natural,
What
Zab.
could possibly go
It's
wrong?
a
What could
natural.
possibly go wrong? I don't know.
I'm going to tell my friend that. I'll be like, don't worry. It's just like you're a tapeworm. You've got a tapeworm. It's fine.
Yeah.
Let's bring the fad back, guys.
Right?
Yeah.
Forget Ozempic.
Yeah.
Tapeworm in a pill.
Yeah.
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 Get a
Ew.
full circle. Full
Oh,
circle.
Full circle.
that's
Anywho,
gnarly, dude.
yes, as we can see, the world of diet culture is pretty intense, pretty all encompassing, and how is we woven so tightly into the fabrics of our society. It's
Yeah.
overwhelming. I actually found it a little bit overwhelming realizing, yeah, we don't really have a chance. Things are starting to shift, right?
Yeah.
You know, next episode will look like talking about 2020s and on, and body positivity is shifting. Although, when I think about like freaking 80-year-old Martha Stewart on the cover of Sports Illustrated, airbrushed to hell, I'm like, that's
Yeah.
not what 80-year-olds look like, right?
Yeah.
So
I
Just let
it's
her,
know.
like,
let
Oh.
her look 80.
And
yeah,
that's the
I
one
other
know.
step
thing is
forward, two steps
AI.
back.
There's so many
Yeah.
older women. There's these pages that are like dubbed as women empowerment. And there's
Yeah,
these older women that are AI generated with these like banging bods in the typical standard of what a body should look like.
yeah.
Because I think that are so many older women with incredibly beautiful bodies. It's just a sad thing, right? Once again, they're putting an older woman's head on a 20-year-old's body. It's so
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I know. And you
yeah,
think about too, like the social media indoctrination of our kids, how young this is. Like, it becomes the air they breathe, it becomes the water they drink, that this is just
Oh
what
yeah.
we need to think about and focus on.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
So yeah, it's hard. My dogs are literally like, just there's a window, a glass door, and they're just staring at me through the window like, are you done yet?
Oh
You've
my
been in there
gosh.
for a really long time. Speaking of
Aw,
diets, it's dinner time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Poor little pups.
Their
All
little
right, well,
doggy clocks are like,
yeah. On that note, let's wrap it up, ladies.
Okay, but
okay.
before
Thank
we
you.
do that, I'd like to thank Denison Designs. They are sponsoring our podcast and letting me use this beautiful space to record. I live in a rural area and the internet is not the best. And so I've been gifted this beautiful showroom to film in. And Denison Design runs out of Castlegar, BC and Vancouver, BC. It's two twin sisters, the most incredible women, just kind, honest, and lovely. They do custom millwork and all sorts of beautiful interiors, as you can see sort of behind me from what you can see.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I would definitely recommend checking them out at www.denisondesign.com and seeing what they're all about.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, Denison Designs.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
That
And
little pan
thank
that you
you
did was
too.
beautiful. Yeah, great presentation, Kori. That was really fascinating. That was
Yeah,
super
thank
great.
you. Yeah.
All right. Love
Wonderful.
you guys, and we'll talk to you
Yeah.
soon.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.